So here I am. This is Let's Talk Tuesday. We're right here at 7 o'clock. And I'm going to give this another couple minutes, or another minute, I will say, as we are just getting started. You will see, this is October, and we had our first clutter clearing workshop this last Sunday. And I'm really glad to have, I have new paint on my wall. I have new things back here. My shelf is looking much better. And I have this motivation going where I have tackled my front porch a little bit, and then it like instantly was recluttered. But it's very productive stuff. It's not like stale, stagnant energy. And then my laundry room, I feel like I'm going to clean out my laundry room for my next weekend. So I hope everyone's staying up with their clutter clearing. If you're interested in doing that workshop for like the replay, get in touch with me and I will get you that information. Today, this is Let's Talk Tuesday. And I'm, as always, super excited to talk about something, share information, connect with people. So today we're going to talk about the value of showing up. And this is such a topic that I think, or like a mindset that I think really can use a lot of attention. And I feel like it's a really great place to put your attention. So that's half the reason I'm excited to talk about what we're talking about today. So we're going to go through 4 hurdles that might be keeping you from showing up. I know there are things, everything on my list here are things that I have dealt with, and ways that I have learned to recognize them and then overcome them. So we're going to talk about 4 hurdles and why they're just made up junk in your head. And then we're going to talk about 4 ways that you can set yourself up for success, set yourself up for the success of showing up. So I think I mentioned last month, I mentioned in the newsletter that went out at the beginning of this month, about this book that I've read for like the 3rd time or maybe more. And so much of it just really connected with me. And I'm really glad that I read it that extra time. There's a lot in there about showing up and being shiny and being bright and being the distraction that gets the attention of the universe, talking loudly, being heard, faking it until you make it, and like creating that experience that you want. So like dressing for the job that you want to have. She uses Elizabeth Gilbert uses the example of dressing like you want to write the book about whatever you're writing the book about. Those things I think get a lot of attention. And I think they also set us up to have these hurdles to overcome. And the first hurdle I want to talk about is exactly the resistance that comes up when I hear those things. Be shiny, be bright, fake it till you make it. Is that I don't have to be perfect. I do not have to show up in my perfect way. I have to be present, and we're going to talk about 4 other pieces here. But it took me a really long time to get over the feeling like I needed to have everything figured out. And what I really need to figure out is showing up so that I can figure stuff out. There's like the horse and the cart. And I think sometimes we get ahead of the horse, however that expression works out. But you don't have to be perfect. You do not have to have the big plan. You do not have to really necessarily know where you're going. You're going to set aside that time to figure it out. You do not have to be perfect. Perfection only puts attention on failure. That's the only thing perfection puts its attention on. 99% of everything gets ignored. The 1% of imperfection is what perfection focuses on. So it is the most unproductive energy that you can be cycling into. Showing up impeccably, showing up with excellence, integrity. That's what we're going to get into these other three, and they really touch in and hit on that. So the number one thing, number one hurdle to realize is only coming from your head is that you have to show up perfect. You don't need a new outfit. You don't need the perfect time. We have right now. That's all we have. And we're going to show up exactly how we are so that we can get somewhere else where we want to go. So the number two thing that I want to talk about is when we do show up, when we do move into that next experience, where we show up for the yoga class or we show up for the 8 o'clock time frame where we're going to work on something, making sure that we leave the baggage from all those other moments of our life in those moments of our life. We do not want to crowd them into our perfect moment right now. So we woke up late, we showed up late, we're still in our pajamas, we drank too much coffee, we whatever. Leave it all out there because right now we're moving forward. So just let that recognize what you're bringing into your moment that you just created or are working on creating. So that applies to having that bad day and committing to taking a walk before dinner or whatever, leaving that behind so that we can leave it behind and have a new experience. The number three thing is going to build off of that is being real about what it is that we're feeling. And we might show up at the end of the day or even in the beginning of the day, and we might be really tired. We might be really overwhelmed. We might be whatever it is. But a great way to disconnect from that is to just recognize it. Recognize that 2 seconds ago, I was feeling whatever. I'm still kind of feeling it right now. And I need to just take a minute and let it go. I need to take a minute and drink a glass of water. I need to take a minute and, eat some eggs or do whatever you need to do. You're late for everything, throughout the day. You show up for whatever and just recognize, I'm late, but I'm here and this is right where I want to be. I'm safe, I'm sound, I'm delivered, and I'm going to arrive here on my time. I'm not going to make a scene, of course. I'm not going to, be unpacking and doing all kinds of stuff, but I'm going to be arriving on my time and recognizing that the reality is I feel this way and it might not be the best experience, but this is why I'm here to help change that experience. So being real in the moment is going to help define that moment so that, again, you can just build out away from that moment to create something new. The fourth hurdle that I want to talk about is similar to the number three, being real about how you're feeling. And connecting to what attitude we're bringing into the experience. And I really love reminding people that I'm working with, saying it on videos, like I have said a bunch of times, and telling myself, I have to tell myself all the time to remind me that the tapping that I'm doing, the meditation that I'm doing, the yoga that I'm doing, the exercise that I'm doing, the learning that I'm doing is not the thing that's going to change me. Being surrendered to the information and the experience is what is going to change me. How I get up from the yoga mat, how I respond to urges after I exercise. Am I going to eat some ice cream? Am I going to just, undo all the things that I was just working on doing? being aware of the attitude and like how I'm engaging in my experience. And do I expect this to change me, or am I going to engage in this? Am I going to allow it to change me? Am I going to allow it to enlighten me? Am I going to allow it to break things down, to balance things, to let them challenge me, to reach that or to meet that challenge that this experience is putting out to me? And we get that from doing those tapping routines, doing the meditation. Anytime we try to change something in our life, we're really going deep down into our subconscious mind, because anything that we're experiencing because we have a filter set up to receive that. And when we try to change that filter, there is resistance because it's what we know, it's what we feel safe in, even if it's totally unproductive. It's what we know. And our body and our mind work together to try to keep us in that place. And when we try to push out, there's resistance back in. So the attitudes, the engagements, and when I'm feeling that pushback, I like to remind myself that this is the universe asking me how much I want this. How much do I want this raise? How much do I want this to lose this 5 pounds? How much do I want to get new clients? How much do I want to write this newsletter? That's what my newsletter was about this last October, is nothing felt right. And I had to just keep going. And I wanted to be very genuine and put something out there that I was proud of. And I just had to keep going. And actually, all of that effort turned into what the newsletter was about. And in my opinion, it was then I saw the message, then I saw the lesson. So I was very aware of my attitude that I was taking into it. I did get mad and frustrated and all these things, but I just kept going because there was something past those things. The attitude of that excellence and success was there and connected to me, and I wanted to be connected to it. So just to recap, those 4 hurdles: you do not have to be perfect. Move into that new experience and leave the old experience behind. Number 3, be real and honest about how you feel, what's going on, to help you create that boundary to separate then from now. And checking in about what the energy is and what the attitude is that you have in your experience of right now, or in a moment where we have a new now, and making sure it's the attitude of a success, the attitude of moving forward. So let's see. So we're about a little shy of 15 minutes. We're going to run through these tips for setting yourself up for success, for showing up, because showing up and having the right mindset is, I am not exaggerating, I believe that it is 99% of the energy that it takes to make a change. So if you have the right mindset and you show up, you're 99% there. So these are 2 incredible places to put your attention. If you want something to change, show up and have the right attitude. And then there's 1% left. That's it. So to help you show up, to set yourself up for success, these are 4 things that I have found that help me. They help me trick my brain, or give me something new to focus on, get me motivated, get me over these hurdles if those hurdles are still there and stuck inside of me. Number 1, I tell myself I will do this for 1 minute. I'm tired, my back hurts, this is going on, whatever. I am going to do my yoga for 1 minute. I'm going to do it for 1 minute. And guess what? 1 minute is not a big commitment, and I show up. I'm not going to put a yoga with Adriene video on and do 1 minute of it. But I just say, if I do not want to keep doing this after 1 minute, I'm going to stop doing it. And I have never once stopped after 1 minute. I have stopped before the whole routine was over, but I've never stopped after 1 minute. And guess what? I showed up and I was real, and uh, I was able to, and we're going to talk about this with I will just talk about this right now. And I was able to color in my little thing of success, tracking my success. This is one of my, this is my number 2 tip for setting yourself up for success. Reward yourself in some way. And I love seeing my little micro progresses. And this is one of my favorite tracking things. It's a little sheet that I printed off of Pinterest. And it has each of the months on here. So if you look at January, you'll see that it's all kind of like divided up. And so there's 30 or 31 places on here for January, because there's 31 days. And when I use this in different ways, sometimes like I'll color it. So if I walk the dogs, it'll be blue. If I do yoga, it'll be red. If I do whatever else, some sort of meditation, then I'll do yellow. Sometimes I'll do that. I have zoomed this in and cut this out so it's bigger. And then I was able to divide each day into more little pieces. So it turns into like this big, like stained glass little thing. And it just feels really inspiring, and it feels really pretty. And it's something that I can just keep here and then do for 1 minute to like follow up and track that success. So, and then it's just like decoration that reminds me that I can do anything and color this in, and it feels good. So those are 2, 1 minute of commitment, track my success. And so it really helps me, and I'm just going to offer that up. Maybe it'll help you if I schedule something. And I think this is from a book called The Power of Habits. I'm not exactly sure, but one of the books I read about habit forming for being productive is like making a schedule, but then like building around it. So after I have my first cup of coffee, this is an actual thing that I do. After I have my first cup of coffee, I pick up this book that means a lot to me. The 4 agreements, which I did a book group on this a couple months ago. And we decided that as a challenge that we would read for 1 minute every day at some point during the day. For 1 minute, we would read this book. And this book, it's not really set up to be kind of like a, what do I say, like daily sort of thing. But once it's read through, and maybe not even once it's read through, if you open it up, there is something inspiring on every single page. So so we all thought that was a good idea. And then before we just went on our way, we had to say out loud when we were going to do this. And after my first cup of coffee, I picked this up. My kids are out the door. Keith is out the door. I'm here usually by myself before I go to work or sit down here, and I will read for 1 minute. And that took, I would say, less than a week. And I took my book actually to work because I thought I was going to have more time. And the next day I couldn't find my book, and it was already a habit. I had tucked it into a place where after I do this, I'm going to do that. So after I come home from work, I'm going to put my sneakers on as soon as I walk in the door. Setting yourself up to have a micro routine in the day is going to make a huge difference to help you show up and set yourself up for success. And lastly, what can you do right now? So you might have some excitement of like, oh, these are really good ideas, whatever. What can you do right now? What is your goal, and what can you do right now at 7:20 p.m. on August 5th? What can you do right now for your success in whatever your goal is? I keep talking about exercise or whatever, and in just doing that, pack your sneakers right now. Put them in the truck right now, or lay out your workout clothes before you go to bed. So it's the first thing that you see in the morning, or, do something right now to set yourself up for success when you have that stimulation of like, I had my first cup of coffee, it's time to read my book. My book is here on my desk usually, and I leave it here, so I'm going to see it. So I set myself up for success by having that little micro routine, and then having something like a cue here. I know where I'm going to find it. I'm going to put it back here because I'm going to set myself up for success for tomorrow. It's going to sit right here. So those tips for success, the 1-minute commitment, tracking your success, making a micro schedule, micro routine to cue you into starting that goal that you have. And what can you do right now? Do not wait. You're showing up right now. Continue to show up. Set yourself up for success. Do something right now to set yourself up for success again coming up in the future. So let's talk Tuesday. I'm so glad to have some people here. I thank you, Marie, for your comment. And thank you for paying attention and being here and listening to this information. If you are interested in signing up for my newsletter, which I send out on the 1st of every month, you can do that by going to my website, and this beautiful little pop-up will show up and you can put your email in there. I will only email you on the 1st of every month unless something incredibly amazing happens. Then I will send a second email to let you know what that incredibly amazing email is. I also have a separate email that I send out about upcoming events, which I try to do at least one community event every month. This month we're doing a collective clutter clearing workshop, which that has already begun, and it's going to be every Sunday. I will be doing sort of a replay on that, and I will have details to come in my upcoming newsletters. And I also wanted to talk about what I have going on for October. So every month, or every so often, I should say, sometimes it's every couple weeks, I have some sort of special or product that I'm featuring. And now we are in this phase where we're like at the end of the year. We have October, November, and December. And I have a 3-month program for restorative healing, recognizing, releasing energy, for aligning your life to work better for you. And for the month of October, I'm including a free month. So if you do the 3-month program, you actually get 4 months of support for the same price as 3 months. I have extra one-on-one sessions added onto that, as well as just that support and love is spread out over an extra 30 days. And the details are on my website. You can sign up there. You can fill out the form and ask me some questions if you have questions. And it's an incredible thing to end the year with, as well as turning that corner, that psychological corner that we have where we start fresh in the new year. So we'll have a whole month or more, because now we're into almost the first week of October. We'll have a whole other month plus some into the next year, into January. So it's such a great thing. I'm pretty excited about it. I'm looking forward to connecting to people and starting programs with them. And it is open to people that are renewing, doing extra programs. If you've already gone through a program, you get a discount on the 3 months. And that would also include the 4-month the extra month in that package. So thank you so much for being here. It's going to be up on YouTube, which, we still have some people here. This is going to be up on YouTube for the replay. I usually don't take the videos down, so please watch it again, get some more information out of it, connect with me, let me know what you've learned, what felt really awesome, what you're doing right now to set yourself up for success, and I will talk to you again soon. Have a wonderful night.